Hello. In today's video, I'm going to talk about writing hooks. Like fishing, you want to hook the reader and take them with you. There's a lot of buzz saying you need to hook the reader with your opening sentence. I remember watching a recent video from Crimson Rogue where he actually said something similar to that. He said, the first line in your story is the hook. And then he mentions one of the best openings he's seen, which was in the Dresden Files, where the opening sentence was, the building was on fire and it wasn't my fault. And I agree, that's a really good line. I like it too. And if you could knock it out of the park with that first sentence, wonderful. And if not, then I want to say don't sweat it. I think there's way too much pressure to actually make that first sentence perfect, to hook the reader with just that. And what I've found is that readers are actually a little more lenient than you need to immediately hook them with that first sentence. Where readers get hooked varies. For some, it may actually be that first sentence, but there would be some where it's that first paragraph, or the first page, or the first chapter, and maybe a few rare people where it's the first few chapters because they were already hooked by the blurb and they're willing to give you more space to flesh out your story. So my advice is hook the reader as soon as you can, which brings the question of how. Well, there is no one-size-fits-all with this sort of thing. The best I can say is make the reader ask the right sort of questions. If, for example, you start your story with a guy looking for someone during a zombie apocalypse, the right sort of questions would be, who is he looking for? How did he get separated? Why is he looking for this person? How important is this person to him? How did the apocalypse start? How long has it been going on? How's the world now that zombies are in it? Any and all these questions are fine to ask because it means that the reader is interested in getting to know your story and the world that it's in. An example of questions you wouldn't want to be asked would be something along the lines of, how come they didn't do X to stop the apocalypse? Why didn't he have a better weapon? Why didn't he do Y so they didn't get separated? Why does it have to be zombies? Now, that last question ties more into working with things that are overdone, which I'll kind of talk more about in a later video, but back to the topic at hand, the point is you want the reader interested enough to know more. Think of ways how you can frame things that make the reader ask questions that they'll receive answers for later, and I'll talk more about setup and payoff in another video later. For discovery writers, that advice of think of how you want to frame things, I would highly suggest doing that during the revising stage. Remember, as a discovery writer, you dream to create and then you would think later to enhance your story. And I think that about covers everything I wanted to say for this video. Thank you for taking the time to listen to my video. I hope it was helpful. Don't forget to wear sunscreen, and I hope to see you again. Bye for now.